really just pushing my limit and my ability to stay strong. And I feel like a lot of us are doing the same. So
Yeah, it's I just want to touch on some points there where first thing, that's how we reconnected, I believe, is I was just constantly like putting stuff out there, and we connected through LinkedIn, and I said, oh my God, like we probably both identified we were in the industry. And I said, first of all, I have to message, we call you Sarria, not Marc. Well, I call you Sarria, that is. And I have to message Sarria because I haven't talked to him in so long. I need to catch up with him. And then through the conversation, we realized we're both in the industry, and we pretty much are doing the same thing, like the same path. Like we created our own little production company, and we're using that as a way to network and leverage our talents and creativity and connect to people that can, connect us to more people and just keep expanding from there. And even with like school, I'm glad you mentioned that with back to academics, is I went to university, and I was fortunate enough to be able to complete a university degree. But I know for while I was in there, it was very frustrating for me. And there was times when I wanted to drop out because I'm just such a creative individual that I would get really bored and very distracted. But I think it's my discipline that takes over.
what did you study?
Marketing. And I studied marketing because I wanted to get into the creative field. And when I graduated, the interesting thing is I realized, it's going to be very tough to find a job that allows you to be that creative, especially in marketing right away. And I took some roles like as a coordinator in different businesses and like in the industry, Warner Brothers, E1, but I just never really found, I couldn't get my hands dirty. Like I couldn't be on set. And I didn't really know what my true passion was. I just knew I loved movies. And then I started to realize when I would shadow fellow directors, like in the city through connections, like again, back to what you were saying, through your job, you would meet someone or they refer you to someone. I realized, wow, like I actually want to be on set. Like I enjoy, collaborating and, creating, but I didn't like being the assistant the whole time. I wanted to be in it. So I realized you have to pick up a camera and do it yourself. And through the editing and the shooting and, connecting with actors and different sort of talents, you develop your own kind of network. And it's been quite an interesting ride. And it kind of like, I appreciate you being honest and like mentioning the fact that you were doing your thing, like, because I remember seeing you at Joy Yorkdale and you were explaining like you were still at the time, were you still pursuing acting? Were you doing auditions?
Yeah,
You were, right? Yeah.
so mainly while I was at Joey's and in the film industry, that was like the prime side gig to an actor because it was very
Right, of
flexible
course.
and you're able to do that. But I wanted to touch back on
Hmm.
something that you were saying. And it was about getting into the film industry. And this was absolutely something that was going through my head as I was deciding what path I wanted to take. And the fact of the matter was, I had already started a family at that point by the time I
Right.
was really considering that. And what I understood about that industry was that, like, before you started to make a decent amount of money, like,
Yeah.
you're in there volunteering, you're in there
Yeah.
getting whatever chance, whatever shot you can take, whatever connection you can make to, like, just be present in an
Just
environment
get a call back.
that just to get something. And it
Yeah, yeah.
and to me it was never an option because I needed some form of security. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It wasn't
Of
just
course, man.
myself I was providing for at the time. And that's the only reason, that's the biggest reason as to why I didn't pursue that field first and I went into more of a safe day job environment, whereas corporate,
Hmm.
to make the money that I wanted to
No.
make
Yeah.
to support myself. And now that I've done that for about 3 years now,
Nice.
and I've raised my kids, and well, my daughter at least, my son
Hmm.
is 6 years old. Sorry, 6 months old.
Yeah.
But
Congratulations again.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But I took a when my daughter was born, I took time off of acting, and that's when I started to seriously pursue like my career as like a multimedia specialist, someone who works in video and photography for an establishment that would pay me the money that was due. Um, but it was mainly an avenue for me to pursue that whole concept of when you get a job, it's like it's based on education or equal work experience. And I knew that
Yeah.
I didn't have the diploma to back it up. I knew that I didn't have, and this is going to completely lead into why my hustle is still so active. And
Right.
it's because I don't have, and I felt for a long time insecure about what it is that I had to offer, because I knew that I just knew what I knew, how I developed it. And I knew what I knew through my experiences. And from the nitty gritty work I did with collaborators and as an individual myself. And I knew what I had to offer. And I knew that I had the personality to connect with a lot of people, and I knew I had the skill to deliver what it is that they wanted. But when it comes from like an education perspective, I never had that confidence in like, here I can perform this way and here's the proof. So it was always, and it was very lucky for me to receive that opportunity on the bar, where I reached out to this person who I was serving and
Nice.
kind of got into it the way I would, and got an opportunity to have an interview. Um, but I was very much reliant on my, throughout my life, my ability to like just connect with people, and that's how
Yeah.
I've gotten to where I am now.
A lot of people
And
get far that way, their personality,
exactly,
right? The charisma you can deliver. So, and you can
exactly,
offer, and a lot of people lack that.
100%.